Guys, for those who just seen Charles Oliveira finishing Dustin Poirier, there is one huge question in the air. Is wrestling, body control, and submission game overpowered? Because I think that when Khabib was around, he clearly exposed UFC. Wrestling is just way too powerful, and we are just seeing how. We've never seen it before. We've seen glimpses in some of the champions, but if you look at the champions right now, we have Brandon Moreno, Aljamain Sterling, Alexander Volkanovski, Charles Oliveira, Kamaru Usman, Stylebender, Glover Teixeira, and Francis Ngannou. 8 champions, out of which 5 I know for the wrestling or submission game. Brandon Moreno has a very solid wrestling and submission game. Aljamain Sterling is known for his jiu-jitsu. Charles Oliveira is known for it. Kamaru Usman is a solid wrestler, even though he's knocking everybody out. Glover Teixeira just submitted Jan Blachowicz. Is wrestling overpowered? I believe it is. There is no answer that people can have against someone who has solid wrestling fundamentals. Not only that, if someone has a very solid wrestling to the point that it's top-notch, top level, no one yet had an answer against it. The only person who showed some sort of resilience against wrestling like that was Max Holloway, but then again, in that division, there is no solid wrestlers. Or Stylebender against Derek Brunson or Marvin Vettori. But those two guys are not specifically known for their wrestling. They are tough motherfuckers, but they are not known for their wrestling. And then also Amanda Nunes and Juliana Pena. Juliana Pena trained wrestling and submissions for a long time, and she just made it look easy against Amanda Nunes. And then let's bring Khabib. Khabib just dominated everyone. And he didn't have strong striking. Yeah, he put on the pressure on the guys, but the wrestling was top notch. And everybody knew what he was going to do, and no one could have stopped him. And it makes me feel bad for Dustin, because Dustin is a well-rounded, talented, hard-working guy. He faced the top opposition. But you could see as soon as Oliveira grabbed him and get a hold of him, there was nothing he could do. And it brings up the glimpses when Kamaru Usman fought Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley had a very solid ground takedown defense. If you guys forget his match against Damian Maia, that was an insane fight. Like, Dana White shit on the fight because there was not a lot of happening. But Tyron Woodley managed to defend most of the takedowns, and Damian Maia is real, you know? So when the Kamaru Usman just ragdolled Tyron Woodley around the cage, it just put that visual on your face like, oh man, there is nothing he can do. You cannot stop it. So what is your game plan against someone who has such a solid wrestling fundamentals or such a strong submission game? What can you do? You can only wish to keep the fight standing. Israel Adesanya has a very good game plan. He has very solid takedown defense, but also he's a huge guy and he's a long reach. So unless you fight in light heavyweight or in a heavyweight division, it's almost impossible to stop a solid wrestler, you know? So what can you do against wrestlers or someone with an insanely solid ground game like Charles Oliveira or Brandon Moreno, you know? When Brandon Moreno just submitted Davison Figueiredo, we were all like, man, he made it look easy. What can he do? Is wrestling overpowered, guys? That is the question. And what is the answer to wrestling and ground game in the UFC? Let me know. What do you think about this? And do you think the wrestling is overpowered? I will see you in the next one.